Okay. Hey, everybody. I messed up the first time, so maybe that's a good thing, so I can redo it. Because I was saying some shit. But hey, y'all. I'm here because, we're here for another episode of Hard Truths. This will probably be the last time, or at least for a while, that I will center this around my journey of, kind of giving a story time as to what has happened to me. Of course, we're still going to have conversations moving forward, but I think just being this deliberate with kind of giving you guys a timeline is, we're going to chill on it. Okay. But I think that I kind of want to end it with pretty much talking about like why I am in the process of decentering IFA and Hoodoo from my spiritual journey, and really what does it mean to just center myself in this, and to essentially use IFA and Hoodoo more as a tool and not really as my way of life. Okay. After I had when I got my pot fixed and all those things, I was dealing with just a lot of just questions that I felt like just wasn't getting answered. And I think that one of the things that I had to recognize is that even though you have people within the community, and this is both Hoodoo and IFA, who have rightfully gone through like initiation ceremonies and, mentorships or whatever, that does not mean that these people are ready or have the capability of being somebody's elder. It's sad that you have a lot of people who want to be able to perform what it means to be somebody's teacher, mentorship, or elder. And it's very evident that within the community, people view years as a way of like deference, or as a way to prove that they're an elder. For me, I've had to decenter that and to no longer subscribe to that, because I feel like it's probably one of the most harmful practices that is happening within the IFA religion, is the fact that we have allowed children or people who are very young in the practice to believe that they hold some type of position of power because they may have been into some rooms helping out with the ceremony or beating some drums, without having a true life experience and going through an actual healing process to where they're able to take those lessons and apply them to how they're able to help other people, not even matriculate through the religion, but also matriculate through life. It is too much performance in the African spiritual community. It's too many people who want to perpetrate a fraud when it comes to what it is that they can really do to help the people around them. People pay too much money to feel as though they are owed something from the greater population, the greater public. When, to be honest, the only people that owe you anything are the people who you paid that money to. And that's the harsh reality that a lot of people in those spaces don't want to accept. And so since then, I just don't want to be a part of it. I'm not going to call. And I know I'm going to get some backlash for it, and I kind of don't give a fuck. I'm not going to call no 8-year-old priest my elder, because they're not. They're not an elder. They are crowned. They're not an elder. You have to... When I pledged, right, when I crossed the burning sands, that made me a neo, right, a neophyte. In order for me to become a prophyte, I have to actually bring somebody in. I have to actually take the fire that was in me and give it, and not just do ceremony. This is do particulation. I am teaching you something. I am bringing you in. I am helping you through. I am literally helping you become a new person, a brand new face within the society. And you think a 3-year-old or 5-year-old, 8, 12, 13 who ain't did shit deserves that title all because they mama wanted to get a discount? Because these kids are not getting crowns because they are sick or they're getting it because their parents are getting a discount. And that's supposed to be honored. Are you serious? It's crazy. And that's just crazy. That you have people who may have been uninitiated, who have done years of practitioner work, spiritual work, helping people, but then the minute they walk into a fucking room, they supposed to bow down to a baby who ain't did a goddamn thing. Nothing to prove that they're worthy of being lifted up, because that's what it is. Giving that crown, like I said, if you had to pay for it, sweetie, what are we doing here? Because even with your college degree, you had to pass the class. You still had to pass the class. You still had to write that master's thesis to prove that you were capable of doing it. That's not shit that happens over here. That's not what happens over here. People go unchecked. Behavior goes unchecked. Because people want to honor some superficial bullshit. And then that goes to the next part. The way that women are treated, I don't motherfucking appreciate it. And especially when it comes to Lucumi Santera. I have a real problem that you all do not acknowledge the IFA. I have a real problem with that. I have a real problem that there are things that even I am supposed to experience within IFA. I can't because of machismo and the patriarchy and the misogyny of the men and them not wanting to let go of any of their power. This is part of the reason why I can understand why people leave. Because why should I allow a religion that is picking apart and picking and choosing which part they want to be able to acknowledge, and not only acknowledge, interpret correctly? Why should I give that? Why should I give that up? Why should I do that so that I can please motherfuckers that really aren't any help to me in my spiritual journey anyway? So I understand why some of these women will leave and go and become an IFA and probably come the fuck back. I consider it because what are y'all doing better? I'm going to get in so much trouble for this goddamn video, but I don't give a fuck. I don't. I had to decenter Lucumi and Santera and Hoodoo, and we'll get to that, especially when it comes to Hoodoo. But I had to decenter it because at the end of the day, there was no safety in these spaces. Especially as a queer, fat, black woman, there is no safety. There is no safety when you're dealing with witchcraft. There is no safety of that, because then that's another thing. A lot of people, there's no point of being a priest if I can't help nobody. What's the point if I can barely help myself and I can't even help anybody else? What is the point? And I had to run through way too many priests within these religions just to find one that can do a halfway decent fucking job. That's not okay. When I went through my ceremony with Lucumi and got my man of the root, that was probably one of the most traumatic situations I've ever been in. Most traumatic situations that I've been in. And I was handled very poorly after that. Very fucking poorly. it was very evident that my supposed godparents or the mentors were not capable. They were not capable. Not only were they not capable, they were rushing to put me through other ceremonies. Just because I got my mano de rula does not mean that I need to rush to get olokun. Does not mean I need to rush and get my SU on 4 legs. Doesn't mean I have to rush to do any of that. I don't have to rush to do any of that. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened at my goddamn Mano de Rula ceremony. I'm trying to figure that out first. I'm trying to figure out why the fuck y'all was in there and trying to make it seem like my family was my enemy. I'm trying to understand that part. But I couldn't understand that part because you know what I was told? Just go sit by the altar and you'll figure it out. Just go sit by the altar and pray. Just go sit by the altar. That was their way of healing. Instead of just saying that they did not have the capacity to understand. Because the nigga was slow. Sorry, Jay, but you came off a bit fucking slow. And no, you just... Yeah, okay. And that's not okay. And then honestly, I was dumb enough to believe that you were capable. I fought that. I overestimated your strengths in that case. And I really should have took it when I found out that the motherfucker that was also a priest helping me wasn't really a priest at all. What the fuck is the point of calling yourself a crown priest if your ass can't even conduct a divination, my nigga? What's the point if you can't help nothing? If your own fiance, if your own partner is dealing with witchcraft and you've been told multiple times that you are somebody that can handle witchcraft and throw it and do all that, and then you choose to do nothing because your bitch ass is too fucking lazy to learn how to do it, why the fuck would I sit up here and I was stupid. I will aim that I was stupid. This is why you can't never sit up here and be around a priest because of their potential either. The same way you shouldn't date a man for their potential, don't partner with a priest for their potential. You need to show and prove, motherfucker. And that's how it should have been. And so what ended up happening after that is that not only did I have to deal with that and having to deal with trying to understand all these motherfucking spirits that they're telling me I'm supposed to work with, I'm also having to deal with the fact that one of the men that I was mentoring under had some type of jealousy problem and didn't want to admit that he had an issue with a motherfucker. For whatever reason, you wanted to be a bare minimum, baseline, basic motherfucker who has so many words about everybody else's shortcomings and how they probably had missteps or got scammed and things due to religion when your bitch ass got handheld. You got handheld. You looked up because your dude allowed you to follow in his footsteps. Even though I'm still trying to understand why the fuck his dumb ass did that. So yes, I don't, and that goes into it. I don't trust white people in these African religions. I don't. And you proved as to why I should not. Because why the fuck are you over here other than the fact that you're fucking one of them? You should have more of a better reason than that. I don't give a fuck what came out. That's another fucking thing. Y'all love kissing everybody's ass up there. Sometimes I be feeling like y'all be lying to each other when it come down to some of these messages y'all be giving. And the way that I wouldn't be shocked. Because especially with that shit y'all try to do to me. Let me stop. Because that's what happens. That's what happens when you for the very last time you end up among some punk motherfuckers. And we ain't talking about PONK, we talking about PUNK, some bitch ass shit. Cause that's a real motherfucking thing. I don't like dealing with jealous motherfuckers. I don't like dealing with motherfuckers that think that they can that they need to get shine too. Because you see that everybody else is. If you want to get shine, bitch, you gotta put something in, ho. That's how the fuck you get it. And then that goes to lesson 2. Any type of motherfucker that's in these religions that tell you that it's disrespectful to do a divination on an elder, fuck them. They some trash. They scamming. They frauds and they liars. There's nothing in there that says that you can't sit up here and do a divination on a motherfucking elder. And if it is, bitch, I don't agree, and I will still pull it on it anyway. A lot of them are fucking liars. A lot of them do not want you to do the divinations and pull cards because they don't want you to know they tea. Because trust and believe, they ain't got no problems pulling cards on you. They have no problems pulling cards on you. They ain't got no problem using that air magic, that speech, all that shit. Speak evil out against your fucking name. Pull a card on them motherfuckers. Pull a card. I had them motherfuckers make me believe that I was wrong. Had me not even trusting my ancestors anymore and the messages they were giving me, telling me that something was wrong with them. That these motherfuckers were turning on me. I thought that I was going crazy. Sent me into depression. Damn near had me going through suicidal ideations. And I ain't never dealt with no shit like that before. Never dealt with no shit like that before. All because I was literally around motherfuckers who wanted to hide the fact that they didn't like me. But you still wanted to try to claim me as your godchild? Fuck. Burned the fucking bridge. Burned the bridge. And I knew that the moment I called them motherfuckers out, I was gonna lose my house, and that's exactly what happened. Man, because that just shows that they're a bunch of bitch ass motherfuckers too. That you will allow your people to represent your motherfucking house like that, and not clear that shit up. So that just speaks on who the fuck they are. That just speaks on who the fuck they are too. So sorry, I appreciate y'all. I will always appreciate you guys for fixing my shit. But as long as you continue to claim them, you a bitch ass just like them. Love you, SUB. Still do though. But you got children. They fucking up your name, sis. They fucking up your name. But it was also told to me, that was also told to you, that the shit that they do is a reflection of you. So if you allowed them to do some fuck shit, then clearly that speaks on your name. So no. I can't continue to center a religion that's homophobic, transphobic, misogynistic. Everybody, all the DL niggas can be babalawo, but if you openly gay, that's a fucking problem. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. Ain't nobody got time to be giving y'all 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 goddamn $1,000 for a fucking initiation ceremony either. Gonna tell me my shit is a fucking emergency, but I'm supposed to just give you shit. Who you know? Yeah, it's emergency whenever the fuck I get it, when the funds become available. Yeah, I'll turn it into a fucking emergency. Crazy as hell. But I'm telling you, bruh. I'm telling you. And everybody, and I'm telling you, every IFA priest you talk to, everybody got a motherfucking ceremony, a bow, a sacrifice, wherever the fuck that you gotta spend some money. Let me tell you something. My Hoodoo is Ejiobe, Baba Ejiobe. Okay, it is the eldest, the Hoodoo of the religion. It's the very first one. The very first one. Okay, so if you want to know what my life Hoodoo is, that is that. Okay, and so the many times I've been told that I gotta keep doing Ebo sacrifices all this shit, this. I said, you know what? You motherfuckers is not about to be getting money out of me. Do I look like a bank? How the hell are y'all gonna tell me I gotta give y'all hundreds of dollars a month every month, but then IFA is also telling me to save money for a rainy day? How does that happen? Who am I listening to? Who am I listening to? Please tell me. Who am I listening to? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So yeah. I know enough about Hoodoo. Not Hoodoo, because when we get to that, I know enough about IFA. This is a chaotic ass video, but I kind of love it because it needs to be like this, because when it comes to this shit, I feel very chaotic. I do, because it's been a lot. Okay, so when it comes to this, it's me. I have my Rula and I have my warriors and my Bovada from a Spiritismo, and that's it. And my OG ancestral altar. That's it. I'm not dealing. Okay, so the next time you see me associated with a motherfucking spiritual Elay and IFA, it's because my ancestors and Arula said that it was time for me to crown. And I needed somebody to do the ceremony. And even then, I'm going to be like, okay, am I really supposed to interact with these motherfuckers? Like, just to be honest. And so, you know, now that kind of brings us to Hoodoo. I had to start decentering Hoodoo. And now I'm not talking about working with my ancestors, but I'm talking about being a part of the Hoodoo community. The minute I started realizing that you motherfuckers are self-taught. Y'all don't believe in elders. Y'all do not believe in mentorship. You all do not believe in formal education. You don't believe in that. Y'all believe in social media aesthetic. Y'all believe in picking apart shit. Y'all motherfuckers don't read shit. Y'all don't research nothing. Y'all are not a part of any real community. It's just a facade. Now, y'all, Hoodoo ain't nothing but a bunch of misinformation. This is talking about the community. And especially we talk about online, because that's how a lot of people are becoming engaged with Hoodoo, is through online platforms. And for whatever fucking reason, we are arguing and having to correct the most basic ass shit. When did deities appear in Hoodoo? Why are y'all always trying to look for motherfuckers to follow? Why can't you just venerate the spirits in your spiritual cord? It's really that simple. It's okay. Yeah, you might not know everybody, but you can start. That's what happened to me. I started and the motherfuckers just started to come. And so one by one, people came. It's been 6 years and it's still a collection of motherfuckers that show up. So you're not going to figure it all out in the beginning. You just have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. And then they come as you go through the journey. They'll come. One of my grandmothers didn't come until I did my first hex work, bitch. And it was one of the church mothers. So that's the one thing that I was a little confused about. I was like, damn, hold on, wait. Tell me how you really feel. But we gotta get this up. Y'all do too much. You do too much. Well, you should be doing healing and protection work and all this stuff, building up the strength of your ancestors in your court to help you out. Y'all up here trying to figure out, what is it, Father Christmas, Mother Christmas. Just like the Madonna. That is a collector of ancestral spirits. Ancestral maternal spirits. That is just not a single deity for motherfuckers to be worshiping. But because of the misinformation that's constantly being pushed out by motherfuckers who don't know shit, y'all doing stuff wrong. Now, that's not to say that you don't have a Madonna in your court, but you need to have that confirmed. Which goes to another thing. Where the fuck are the mediums in Hoodoo? If everybody talk to spirits, why can't y'all help people figure out they goddamn spiritual court? Hello? Oh, I forgot. Hoodoo is supposed to be passed down by your family. I ain't never heard no dumbass shit, and that's some dumbass shit too that y'all love to push on this fucking app. Then come to find out the only thing your grandma did was go to church. It's the only thing she did. And not to say that shit ain't beneficial, but that's also the reason why half of y'all think Hoodoo is Christianity, and it's not. I know y'all love to think it is, but it's not. There's a lot of people who practice Hoodoo and don't use the Bible. And to be honest, you don't really need to. Especially if you know how to construct a fucking prayer. Oh. Do you know how to write a prayer? Huh? Do you know how to construct a prayer of warfare? Huh? That's the real question. So that's why I just started decentering stuff when it comes to Hoodoo. Now, I may not have gone through as many traumatic experiences in the Hoodoo community as I did IFA, which is why I'm not going to go on them too hard. Like I did with IFA, okay, because, but I did have one Hoodoo mentor. I might, but that bitch, she low-key kind of ruined that too, because that was a cruddy asshole. That was a cruddy hole. A cruddy hole. Cruddy bitch. Shit, that's why your husband was acting the fucking mess, bitch. And that's another thing too. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all be thinking that these practitioners be living the pristine, glittery, luscious love life. No, they don't. Sometimes a lot of them be dealing with the biggest problems, and that's because a lot of them don't want to acknowledge. First of all, some of them use fucking magic and spiritual work to even keep that nigga around. That's one thing. And then two, the same way they be telling us about how we need to stop talking to the motherfuckers, them bitches be getting the same messages, but they still won't let them go. No shade. No shade. They telling no shade. Okay, and that's what made me and my Hoodoo mentor. That's how I knew that we was on two different things, because when I did my first cord cutting, and I told this woman that I actually was in the process of really cutting this thing off, this bitch looked at me and was like, "Oh, really? I didn't think that you were going to actually do it. What the fuck you mean you didn't think I was going to actually do it? You the one that told me to do it." So what? So are we just around people that don't follow each other's? If I'm just what? Is this why a lot of my mentorship sisters going through all these abusive situations? Y'all not leaving, even though the cards is telling y'all need to get with what's going on. And we're going to talk about that too. That's going to be in my next video. We're going to talk about why it's important for every single one of you motherfuckers to learn how to do divinations on your own. Because it's getting too much out here, baby. The deception is real. If you have not figured out that these people out here will intentionally lie to you, and that you need to find a way to make sure that you're able to see past the bullshit, I'm going to need you to get on that. I'm going to need you to get on that. I'm going to need you to... Okay, I think I've said enough. Yeah, I did. I think I said enough. I said I wasn't going to let the video go for too long, but it's some shit that I really want to get off my chest, and I want to get out here. But, yeah, bruh. I've been through a little too much for me to continue practicing the same way that I was. And, yeah, at this point, I don't trust none of you motherfuckers. I will tell you this. Whoever God sends to initiate me, honey, you must be somebody, must be an enigma, was it anomaly, the great American exception, okay? Because my God. But like, share, and subscribe. I will definitely make sure to catch y'all with another video before the weekend is up, especially since, you know, I'm trying to move past the story time. I really hope this is the last one. But I might talk about my first cord cutting experience, because I feel like cord cutting is something that people talk about a lot, but there's a lot of I want to, I guess say misconceptions, or just like other perspectives that need to be talked about when it comes to it. And essentially how cord cutting is healing work. And especially if you call yourself healing from trauma. And that cord cutting is also not a get quick rich scheme, which is why that's being promoted too. I'm a little over the fact that niggas think that you can wipe away years of trauma with one black walnut bath. Like, let's not get like let's stop the bullshit. That's why I be like, some of these motherfuckers in this goddamn spaces be delusional as a bitch. Delusional. But all right, y'all, I love you guys. Whoever finds this, I hope that it added to something. Okay. But yeah, I hope you guys do great. Deuces.